Morning, evening, afternoon. I know people watch videos at all times of the day, but anyway, it's the morning, yeah. About 9:30. And it's Wednesday, it's the 16th of July, and I'm moored up here just outside the village of Cheswardine on the Shropshire Union Canal, and setting off today that way, and it's a cruise of about 6 miles, maybe 6.5, I'm not entirely sure, as far as the Norbury Junction. So I'm going to moor up this side of the junction, and I can get water and all kinds of do all other stuff there, and maybe I'll stay there a couple of days, I'm not sure. So the sun has come out, so I think I'll set off. No locks at all. Quite a change. I haven't got, I think there may be one more lock, or possibly two, before the end of the canal. So that's going to make a nice change. Okay, let's get going. Passed under bridge 52, and there's a long line now of moored boats. Come across this ever so often, so I reduced the speed down to a crawl, but I think I might notch it up just a little bit. Really quite breezy here. Not quite sure which way it's blowing, but it's definitely difficult to keep the boat in a straight line. And that boat that's coming towards me seems to be wandering quite a little bit. Fortunately, the canal is quite wide, so he should be able to go straight down the middle. approaching Bridge 48 now. I think it's called Park Heath Bridge, and there's a window immediately before the bridge, just coming up now on the left. Horseflies. I've been really quite bothered by them in the last 10 minutes, and of course I've gone like that, try and distract them from my face, and lost sight of what I was doing, and the next thing I knew I had almost steered into the bank because of the wind. Pesky little creatures. According to my Nicholson guide, on my left is a large wood known as Knighton Wood. Unfortunately, as they say, you can't see the wood for the trees. Well, this long straight, I believe, from my Nicholson guide, is the Cheswardine embankment. It's quite a long run. Best part of a mile, I expect. Cute, isn't it? Yet again a long line of moored boats. These will be private moorings that people will have bought or rented, you know, and not much choice but to slow right down going past them. In all fairness, you know, there's people living on many of these boats, and if you go by too fast it can rock their boat, and you know, things can fall off shelves, or all kinds of things can happen. So you have to respect it. I have a horrible feeling at the other side of the bridge there's even more. This reminds me a bit of my journey up to Chester recently. Coming up now on Bridge 43, also known as Bullock's Bridge. That's Bullock's Bridge. Bridge 41 then, and this marks the beginning of the Grub Street Cutting, which fortunately, I believe, is not narrow like the Woodseaves Cutting, but similarly constructed, I think, and it has a bit of a landmark along the way, very famous telegraph pole. And also I'm led to understand a winding hole. See if we can spot them. This is certainly a very magical, mystical sort of place. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I guess this must be the winding hole that I'm just passing on my left. Yep, that's definitely a winding hole. This is Bridge 40, known as Double Culvert Bridge. And so we approach Bridge 39, which is the famous one, also known as High Bridge. It's famous because of its unusual construction with two arches, but also because there's a telegraph pole in the upper section of the bridge. So that's not something you see very often. In fact, I'm not aware that it features anywhere else at all. But we're going to go under the bridge now, and we'll see the telegraph pole. Actually, you know, I've got an unusual theory, which perhaps no one else has thought of yet. I think the telegraph pole was there before the bridge, before the canal even. And when they built the canal and the bridge, what they did is they built it around the telegraph pole, and then when it was all done, they just chopped off the bottom. What about that for a theory? This looks like a good spot. I'll just sneak in front of this boat, I think. Yeah, just towards the very front. And here we are. I managed to find the 48-hour moorings. There's quite a bit of room actually. It goes from here to the third boat up, if you count Gladys as well. And then behind that is permit holders, and also on this side they're all private moorers. Yeah, so there was lots of room for me. There's also a mooring behind me on the other side of the bridge. So this is the other side of the bridge. The canal continues down there. There's a wharf here with a cafe, and you can buy diesel, I think. And then there are two water points just behind these trees. You can't quite see them from here. And of course there's a pub on the right called the Junction Inn. And I may well pop in there. Perhaps I can get my supper. Anyway, it was a really nice cruise, and I really enjoyed going through the cutting. I'd very happily go through that one again. Well, I've just had a nice lunch, and popping back in the boat now to carry on with some editing for this coming Saturday's video. Otherwise there won't be one. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this one, and the Grub Street Cutting, which I thought was absolutely beautiful place. And join me on the next one as I continue my journey inevitably down to Norbury Junction at the end of the Shropshire Union.